So we're so excited you're here, and we're looking forward to your presentation.
Thank you.
You bet.
I got started teaching here about 5 years ago in the phlebotomy program. Some of you may gather. But the program was already a going concern and very active, and I was trying to find ways that I could make the content instructor more effective by pushing things out to the internet where students could reach them, access them. So RTC started offering professional development of this sort, and in 2014 the GED came out in a brand new format, and I've got a little infographic here. They've made a lot of changes. The upshot is they expect students to be more analytical in every arena, and you can't escape the math. It used to be that you could take the GED and pass if you didn't know, if you just knew basic operations. You didn't have to know algebra or geometry, really. You could still get through. And now the new test in math is 55% algebra. And they call it Algebraic Reasoning, and you kind of see it everywhere. They put math problems into the science and social studies tests. So I was trying to think of how to fit things into that kind of framework. And I'm considering this web enhanced, but then I did the hybrid class to see how we could work it into a hybrid model. So what I've got is a kind of template that any GED teacher could use if they wanted, that allows them to connect their students to the internet and give them that web enhanced experience. So basic part of this is what is called a Symbaloo or a web mix, and so this is just an easy set of links that students can click a button and visit these websites. I've got this arranged into subject areas that the students would use. The basic GED, this is our blog, which is what we're looking at right now. And the blog I consider a marketing tool. Yesterday I was getting my hair cut for this meeting, and the woman who was cutting my hair had been an ESL student in the class I was subbing for, and she said, "Hey, I want to do GED." And it's like, wow, what an opportunity. So I showed her on my phone, because with this kind of an app, you can do it on your phone. And so she said she's really excited to come and try this kind of class.
Oh,
and so
nice.
Web enhancement, and so word will get out gradually, but she's a Vietnamese student, so English language learner. And so she's very nervous about this sort of thing, so she wants the guidance from you would get in a classroom. We use three main areas. I call them the skills with the students that we use. One is Khan Academy, where you can work. It's like having your own private math tutor. And then the other is Typing Web. The new GED is all keyboarded, 100%. You can't use a calculator, you don't get scratch paper. You go in there and you have to know how to type an exponent or a square root using a keyboard. So a lot of our ELL students, this is new. It's new for a lot of people, but they have to really know how to type and be comfortable. So we use Typing Web, and I make a virtual classroom, and they come in and we can track their progress. We have Keyboarding Pro on all the computers, but most students don't register, so they lose track of any gains they make. And so I think having them, this puts in a little bit of accountability. Khan Academy, you're watching their progress. Typing Web, you can see their progress. And then the last area is I call daily essay, and that was a little bit ambitious for my students, but I try to get them to spend 25 minutes writing an essay about a random topic every week. And so this is part of what I would offer out to anyone who wanted to have this kind of enhancement or use it. It would work for either hybrid or online, or even classroom. And so I feel like if you give them, most of them have smartphones, and if you give them a way to get to the information, they can access it from home. They don't have to be bound to the classroom necessarily. And I think it helps to have the classroom helping them along. They come in when they can, basically is how it works now. So I thought, why not hybridize this and then put more out on the web for them to access, okay? So I'll show you I'm just going to go through, I already preloaded these pages. This is our classroom now for Khan Academy. I'll try to move those names off the list there. The little red square above the 3 is where students are struggling, and the students are all off to the left. Shows what they're struggling with, and you can click on these to find out what they need help with, and then you can make a recommendation. On the roll book every night, when a student asks a question in class, I make a note about what they needed, what they had a question on, then I make a recommendation when we're in the lab. So I think this would be easy for someone else to adopt if they wanted to try it. Khan Academy has a lot of, this is the class again in a different format. You can see the whole class. Let's see if I can do this with the trackpad. This way. Yeah. So it goes on for a long ways. Khan Academy offers all sorts of math, including one area called recreational math. It's kind of an oxymoron in our culture, I think. But, for instance, a student had trouble with number line level 3. So if you wanted to look at what they were having trouble with, there we go. You can see it up closer. This says that the student missed, looks like 6 or 7 questions. They got 1 right, and the red indicates something was wrong. And if you click on one of those red ones, you can see more detail. Oh, I got an extra one. For instance, here it shows how many seconds they were online, how many seconds, if they used a hint, if they watched a video. Khan Academy is really good with teaching because they give you hints for everything. Everyone uses them. So they feel like they can make progress even when they don't know. If they get really stuck, they can come to class and ask a question. So just for setting, all you have to do is put their names in an arbitrary classroom online, and then they can sign up. The next tool that I use, and these are all free and they're online, so very easy to put with a hybrid or online class. This is a student's progress going from 14 words a minute on the right to 21 words a minute. We still have 4 weeks left in the term. I have the students say that they'll practice for 30 minutes a day, and this is kind of new for WorkSource because they don't traditionally give homework or they can't expect it to get done. So I'm trying to get people to get on board, and we offer incentives. I have a copy card. Later I'm going to go buy a cake that has this week's Math Wizard, because they're supposed to earn 5,000 points every week at Khan, and we had last week the winner won 75,000 points. So that's about 7 hours of math work, and she's now got enough. Jody said you can combine the time at Khan Academy with their time in the classroom to let them test after their 45-hour minimum. So I'm anxious to see what kind of gains they're making. And then the last is the daily essay. So we do the five paragraph essay model. You got your, so that's what the hand's for. There's a sample essay I wrote, and then I give them a random essay. They don't know what it is until we set the timer. Then they have to write. Then I make comments on what they wrote in red, and then I give them a picture. This is a picture of their document as I worked on it in track changes mode, and that's so valuable to see exactly where a change was made and why it was made. And then I take that same paragraph and just paste it in below without the errors, and I have them retype. And so this woman's from Jamaica, and she's high-level ESL, but still has trouble. And just retyping it this way, I think I've got 6 levels in theory of people in the same classroom. So really basic people can do this. You can get the native speaker students can work on a different kind of essay, like the 45-minute one, and I say, well, just write for 25, because if you have the basics, that 5-paragraph essay, you can do this in 25 minutes. Nice. So that's the basic, that's how the model works out in my mind. And then down at WorkSource, I have daily themes. We go with, there's 4 content areas. We meet 4 nights a week, so each night we do a different content area. Mondays is math. Tuesdays is social studies, Wednesdays science, and Thursdays is the reasoning through learning arts, which is, or language arts, which is really reading and writing. But this tool, the Symbaloo page, I think is could be a useful thing for people to use, and it can be modified. Someone can copy it if they don't like everything they've got. On the bottom, I have GED links to tell them about what's the GED is going to look like. Social studies in brown. These are just some useful things that work inside they call that a widget. So Google search or translate, it works right in there. So students can work from there. And then we've got science over here, RTC links here. This is a special link that goes directly to the Friday buffet. Look, there it is. They've published already. So Here it is. If you ever want to know what's on
Very
the menu,
important.
on the menu this on the buffet this Friday, there it is.
You have a focus of making us hungry. You had chicken and peas essay, and now
Yeah.
We learned all about engagement in New Directions. Engaging the audience.
this is just wonderful, John.
So it's available to anyone who wants to use it.
Wow. Questions for
I've
John?
got a question.
Yeah.
What typing speed does a typical student need to participate with the GED?
You know, I don't know for sure, but I'm saying 30 to 35.
Okay.
And most of them come in typing 6 to 10, unless they're very beginners. And what I say is if you practice 30 minutes every day, you will go up. I call it a level, it'll make a level gain. I think they'll get 10 words per minute faster. And so this one we saw in the example has gone up 7. So I think he's been very diligent, and I think he could make 10 words. And then we have a couple who already type in the 30s, so they like to play at typing web. You know, it's kind of entertaining. But I say, okay, you know, you really need to work on math now. You type fast enough. So I think 30 to 35, you can type 500, 150 words in 5 minutes. So the essays they write are about 150 words or 150 to 400 depending on the length of time. So if they're typing 30 or 35 words a minute, they'll have enough time to finish and think and plan. So that's what I'm telling you.
Any other questions? Yes.
How does the Symbaloo app, how is that integrated into Canvas?
I'll show. Can I log you out?
Yeah.
If it's
we
better.
can shrink it down. There we go.
So it just lives on your homepage?
Yeah, and these are all live, these links, and they open in a new, if you click that, they open in a new tab. So this is the blog. And so the blog is kind of a marketing thing, and then there's a little video here, it's kind of a marketing thing. But eventually, when we had students coming in,
Can you
what
go to the
happens?
library from there?
Yes, yes.
Yes, we
Yeah,
have
of course.
library links, yes. Yeah. Try to make
There
it
we
as
go.
useful as possible. Yeah. Yeah, and snow days. Students are always wondering what the report is. So that's our. Oh, and then Simone had me put this on just the other day because students are eligible for discounts with an RTC student ID, and I hadn't even known. There's a whole website, Red Technical College Student Discounts and Deals. So just try to bring them in and get them excited about what's going on. And then this is kind of like what happens inside campus. So you register at RTC, you become a student, and then you get the interaction with the instructor.
Nice.
And a few more bells and whistles than people who are looking longingly from the outside.
Thank you, John. Great work. This is wonderful.